What is going on? We back at it again. Cause what time is it? Beyond Dragon Super Time. That goes to the Omniverse. You know what I'm saying? My boy Vegeta last episode became a god. A title, God of Destruction. Vegeta is born. I need to see him pack up that raccoon nigga and put him in his place. Cause yeah, just, you know what I'm saying? Doing too much at the mouth, bro. Doing too much, bro. Oh god. Oh my god. That shit's so tough, bro. That shit's so tough. That shit is so tough. I low-key want to see him low-key fight Beerus's father too. Cause I just want to see how strong he is, you know what I'm saying, on the pecking order of things. You know what I mean? Like, it like, are the elites like angel level? Or maybe on the cusp of angel level? I just want to know, you know? But yeah, anyway, hit the video, like, comment below, subscribe, all that good jazz, you feel me? Subscribe to Alex People, dude, really tight beat, you know what I'm saying, putting in work. But yeah, without further ado, let's dive on in. It did it again. Why? Oh, cause I dual screen, that's why. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. There it is. Yo, these openings are tough. Magical.
As our story now continues, following
shit, back at Goku, okay.
session involving both Whis and Angel.
Oh yeah, good luck Goku.
Having to undergo stage 3 of his omniversal training, to which it was only moments prior with Goku being shown getting into fighting position just before having to re-engage with
them
Whis.
hands up,
Goku
bro,
went on to
and keep them up.
Whis by responding, "I'm curious to know before we resume here on just how serious you believe that the Omni Kings are in following through with their promise by the end of this tournament." Goku questions, and moreover, is when comparing my level of power with what it was that you have already seen from my angelic abilities so far, then where exactly is it that you would rank me when compared to you in comparison to the top 5 strongest, who are also compared next to your level of power as well? And with all due respect to you and everything that it was that you have done to go and help me get to as far as I currently am,
W question
continues, try not to go and keep anything from me that you wouldn't already go and say to my face, with Whis responding, "How very interesting of you to ask, but very well then, Goku, since your curiosity is almost as boundless as your appetite is for greater levels of power and mastery over such strength, then I will go and indulge you with a few brief explanations behind these sudden questions of yours,
let us know.
Beginning with what is already on the line here. And yes, Goku, for you should make no mistake about the fact that by the end of this Omniversal Tournament event, the Omni Kings will be looking forward towards capitalizing on and keeping their promise in regards to the outcome of this entire event, which ultimately means that, similar to how it was during the first Tournament of Power that you were a part of, if by the end you yourself, the warriors in question, are not successful in winning this tournament or emerging as its last remaining fighter standing when the
I forgot. Only their shit getting hold. If they lose, they getting wiped out. And I think it's just them. I forgot about that. I forgot all this shit that's happening right now. I forgot. Oh my god.
Is over, Whis continues. Well,
y'all definitely gotta lock in.
No doubt in my mind whatsoever that the Omni Kings will be looking to go and do away with its secondary counterparts, which essentially means that unless, of course, you are the sole winner of this entire tournament, then you will surely be erased along with the universe that you just so happen to come from. For these are the very wishes of how the Omni Kings want to go and choose to enforce their will in getting the best out of everyone within this upcoming tournament. Whis continues. And because that is the case, then they will go on to enforce what they must if it means getting the most out of such an event. And while you still appear to remain curious in regards to the 4 strongest among the 5, with the exception of the Grand Minister, specifically when referring to Budo, Akuma, Yoshido, and Takira, Whis adds, it is not very often where I go and discuss such hierarchies, but since you have earned your place by proving your worth to me as both a student and as an angelic fighter, then I will go and answer you with what it is that I currently know that is based around your first encounter with the 4 of them, beginning with Budo and Akuma. Whis continues.
The hating ass
they are
nigga.
both extremely dangerous and unimaginably powerful entities to begin with when you had faced them, they are just both slightly below the level of an angel attendant such as myself and my siblings alike, Whis says, which by no means comes easy to any of us when having to go and train alongside them when we first did. However, Whis continues, Yoshido and Takira,
Yoshido, my boy,
different story altogether, as I'm sure you already know first.
Yeah, he didn't even get to, you know what I'm saying? I think Yoshido was gonna pack him up. Oh god, he didn't even, it wasn't for Takira, like, hey bro, surrender bro, I want to fight this nigga. like Goku probably would have lost that again. You know what I'm saying? But since Takira helped him, pushed him to get his angel form type shit, yeah, he wasn't even gonna make it, bro.
And by now, with Yoshido's power rivaling our very own as angel attendees, while Takira's prowess, on the other hand, is significantly above Yoshido's along with our very own as angel attendants, with of course the only other exception being the Grand Minister, who sits above everyone else as the absolute strongest, only of course second to that of Lord Zeno in stature himself. And so what ultimately unites them are the eons of relentless training that they've received into becoming who they currently are, Goku. And when compared to Saiyans such as yourself, who grows through bursts of intense conflict during the heat of battle, their formidability comes from cumulative mastery, precognitive instincts, and an unyielding resolve to always go and find ways on how to best one another.
My boy right there, bitch ass nigga.
No matter the area in which they seek to be better than the other within, and so they aren't just considered to be as simply strong by your average standards or by the standards set by the gods themselves, Whis adds, but are rather the embodiments of multiversal perseverance and celestial experience over the course of a very large time period. Goku.
Yeah, they got time on their hands, bro. That's the thing.
Myself to know how much stronger they have all grown since your first encounter with them over a year ago when meeting them, but with everything that it was that I had seen from you so far, Goku, and I am proud to go and say that you
bro, I just love that stance, bro.
Now than how you ever were
oh yeah, bro, I did see the freaking the V jump scans for Xenoverse 3. Okay. Cause that's one thing I just want to see from Xenoverse 3, bro. I want to see how they evolve the gameplay. You know what I'm saying? That's all I care about. So I feel like everything else they're gonna click on, customization, all that other shit, they're gonna click on. I just want to see how they evolve the gameplay. You know what I'm saying? How lit the gameplay gonna be, bro? From Xenoverse 2 to 3. Because it gotta be, in my opinion, a solid jump. You know what I'm saying? It's been 10 plus years. Well, I ain't gonna say 10 plus years, but, 10 years, bro. It's time to evolve.
And having to face off against them before, Whis says. But while I can fully now come to realize your remarkable feat of briefly being able to trade blows with me as a testament to your extraordinary evolution in both your power and spirit,
yeah, he did get hits on you.
Your readiness for what lies ahead has become very clear to me, Whis says, and now that I know as to where you stand within this very moment here between us, it's time that we are to go and take things up to the next level. But before we do, I just want for you to simply know that not only will you be the first ever mortal warrior to cross beyond the veil that borders both the mortal realms and the angelic one alike, Whis continues, but because you are the first mortal born of both flesh and bone with choices and actions intact that coincides with your natural to be shown wielding the ability to properly utilize and stabilize angelic power to its near perfection.
You gotta change that shit.
And I couldn't go and think of a far better place for us to go and conclude the final stage of your omniversal training here with me than by going and bringing you into the realm of the angels, Whis says, with Goku responding, hold on, did you just...
Also, I think we've seen the realm of the angels before, right? Wasn't that the one with the fallen gods? I want to say that, yeah, because wasn't that Beerus? Because Beerus and Gohan was trained by angel, right? Wasn't that Falco? Also, I was about to say something. I forgot what the fuck I was about to say. God damn it! What was I going to say? I know, yeah, we gotta change that Goku shit. You know what I'm saying? Hey, bro, he got that halo around his neck. He an angel, bro. Live long time. You know what I'm saying?
Say the realm of the angels? Wait, so you're meaning to go and tell me that there's an actual realm that just so happens to exist that houses both you and the other angels? So then, does that ultimately mean that this is where both you and the other angels who are exactly like you come from, Goku questions? Because if that's what this place just so happens to be, then why is it the first time that I'm hearing you talk about this realm, Whis? As not
how would I tell you this, nigga?
In this place suddenly feels so different when stepping into any other realm.
You know what I'm saying?
Compared to this one, Goku adds upon being shown crossing into the angel realm. But why exactly is it that you had went and decided to go and bring...
Oh, that's what I want to say. That's what I want to ask. I wonder how much time you got left for training.
Anywhere else, Whis, with Whis responding, well, not only is this a place where we angels just so happen to come from, Goku, but it is also the ethereal crater where we as angels are conceived from the purest energies of the Omniverse and meticulously prepared for its ethereal roles as either attendees, guardians, oath keepers, and other similar titles, as I would hereby like to go and officially welcome you into the realm of the angels, Goku.
Behold!
Says, and because you have been shown to wield angelic power with such unadulterated unadulterated purity and lack of corruption as a non-angelic born mortal being. This is what ultimately goes and sets you apart as a paragon worthy of this unprecedented
My boy got that halo around his neck, looking all kinds of tough.
Hereby marks a historic shift in having you be the first of your kind to go and cross over into such a sanctuary of serene divinity. But, Whis adds, the angel realm has always been an exclusive sanctuary which is only accessible to those of angels like myself and the gods of destruction whom we serve, so as long as they are being permitted to go and do so. For its secrets along with its influence are too profound and potentially destabilizing for any other mortal being of lesser willpower to absorb, as even for those that have brushed against godhood are barred from our ancient edicts to preserve the delicate equilibrium that prevents
gods of destructions and whatnot,
taking the multiverse. But since of course you are a direct student of mine who just so happens to be following my very guidance, Whis says, you are but of course the rarest of exceptions, which is why we will go and continue and conclude your omniversal tournament training here, where you will be tested in ways that not only will go on to strengthen your mastery over your angelic nature, but directly challenge your mastery over it as well, with Goku responding, man, this place feels so much like the hyperbolic time chamber, only with a far heavier atmosphere than what we're normally already used to, but it seems to also feel so rich with life and energy that is almost endless in a way, with Whis responding, well, that's because they almost kind of are in a very similar fashion of sorts. But while you are right to go and assume for this realm to house many gifted and powerful angelic life forms, as such is actually the case with this fellow angel right in front of you, Goku, and as I am glad to go and see that not much has changed since the last time I've been here. Isn't that right, Rumi? With an angel known as Rumi having to then welcome Whis by then responding, well, Rumi, who decided to finally go and pay us a visit again, for it's been a very long time since I've seen you walk through the halls of our angelic chambers like this, and so you are always welcomed, brother. However, you on the other hand,
how are you, little mortal?
As you are restricted from entering any further from where you are, Rumi continues, and as I demand to go and know who.
Nigga, you gonna see my halo, nigga? I'm like you. What up, twin? What? You don't see my halo? Halo gang?
You are and how you have managed to go and cross into this
Speaking
realm,
of which, can I wait to play the whatchamacallit next month?
You, and so now address yourself before my very presence at once, mortal, with Whis responding, well, he is actually with me, as a matter of fact, Rumi, for you are correct to go and assume the familiarity that is radiating from this very mortal, as Goku here isn't just a pupil of mine, Whis continues, but he is also gifted with the ability and the willpower to go and wield the power of the angels and unify himself along with it, and as such, Whis adds, I will be taking and training him within the training halls of our many angelic battle chambers in order to go and better prepare him for the coming challenges ahead, with a curious Rumi having to lean on down by responding, a mortal warrior who found a way in becoming one with the nature of an angel, Rumi questions, but of course, for now I am able to see it when I look into his eyes, and especially with that halo that he bears around his neck, that his spirit is identical to our very own, only with a few unique differences in between, which is what ultimately seems to go and set this mortal apart from us when you look deeper into what he is and where he comes from. And then so very well, then Goku Rumi went on to then chime in, for any friend of Whis is always a friend of mine, and so you are free to go and continue on your quest.
First of all, how many brothers you got? How many siblings you got, Whis? Because I feel like, I know we all thinking like this nigga, you know, the Grand Prix been clapping, but you know, it's probably a different thing. You know what I'm saying? It might be like they just being created and shit like that. I don't know.
Alongside my brother as you venture deeper into our sacred realm, but do make sure to go and watch as to where you are headed, as I wish you the best of luck while you're in there, and as I'm also quite confident that the others will take great interest in you once they see that you have finally arrived. And so please step through and be sure to go and follow my brother into your designated training chambers ahead, Goku, to which as Goku was then shown making his way through the hallways was when Whis went on to quickly respond, good, and so right this way now, Goku, for what awaits you will be nothing short in having you be placed within the most difficult of circumstances in order for you to go and overcome them. And because of this very notion, now that you've been able to go and fully cross over into our realm, this will hereby be the training chamber that both you and I will follow through on by continuing with your omniversal training into its completion. And so for the time being, now that you have been accepted by our realm as its first ever angelic mortal to have been graced with the full access of being able to go and access the realm of the angels whenever you just so choose, I will go and ensure to do everything within my power to break you down before you are to adapt and ascend beyond the angelic levels that you currently wield right now, and so I welcome you inside with full and open arms here, Goku, with Goku responding, "Whoa, this place is utterly massive. It almost feels like I can feel the multiverse slowly moving and flowing around me like the waters from a river of sorts, and, well, I can't help but just gaze at the wonders of it all, to be honest with you here, Whis," with Whis responding, "It's a sight to behold now, isn't it? But now that you are finally here alongside with me, then let us go and prepare for what it is that we will have to go and do next in order for..." But then, it was just upon with Whis having to further explain what Goku was about to do, with unknown voices having to address Whis from afar, was when the individuals further went on to address Whis by responding, well, now are my eyes playing tricks on me, or has Big Brother Whis finally decided to go and accept our training invitation, with Goku responding, "Hey, wait a minute now.
Not Big Brother, bro. How many siblings you got, bro?"
Over there, to which, as we then
that nigga been clapping, bro.
having to now bear witness by introducing 3 angelic rookies that went by Henix, Merlix, and Cabix, was when
Henix, Merlix, Cabix.
Whis went on to then further address who they are by responding, and what better timing it could have been, as I would like to now also introduce you to..."
Their shit pink. Maybe because they're rookies? Is that the reason?
"To 3 of my many younger siblings, Merlix..."
He said many.
Cabix and Henix, Goku, for they are what you would go and consider to be similar to an angel trainee, akin to how it was when you had met and trained with my other younger brother Maris, except of course these 3, however, although while weaker than both myself along with the other angel attendees, are still very much more vastly powerful and far more skillful than Maris ever was. And while I'm just as grateful for your welcome as much as I am to see you all here with me, Whis went on to address the angels by responding, "I would now like to go and introduce you all to my esteemed immortal protege Goku from UV783 in Universe 7, Whis says, and what's even more remarkable about this mortal, in case you are wondering as to how and why he is here, well, it's simple. And as Goku here will be going and accepting your open invitation on my behalf and having him train against you for me, Whis says, but do not, however, be going fooled by this mere mortal's appearance here either, because our friend here, in fact, is not only capable of both wielding and using the power of the angels, but he also just so happens to transcend one in both body and spirit as well, with the angels being shown teleporting in front of Goku, with Merlix responding, "You must have hit your head while babysitting Lord Beerus if you actually expect for us to..."
Not babysitting, that's crazy.
With Henix also chiming in, "Are you seriously going..."
That nigga is babysitting that man.
"To stand there and tell me that this guy of all mortals somehow has the ability and strength and willpower to wield the power of the angels? No way." Well, it's strange, Cabix chimes in, because his halo appears to be legitimate, but, well, of course, outside of that halo of his, I too question the similarities that we share, because, well, I still don't see on how this mortal can go and operate as if he is one of us. With
they put them hands up and find out.
"Well, that's because he likely doesn't, Cabix. Are you really that blind? Just look at him. Whis is talking out of his rear end, and so he's just bluffing." Well, be that as it may with your feelings on how you may feel about Goku here aside, Whis went on to then quickly chime in, "The third and final stage of your omniversal training will continue here, as you will go and be handicapped in a multi-man battle scenario with the rules having to carry over with what it was that I had mentioned to you in regards to your angelic powers prior, Goku. But with this in mind, do not go and forget that just because I will be watching you from the sidelines doesn't mean that I won't get involved here against you when I need to be, and so do not..."
Stay getting jumped. You gonna jump in too, bro? Oh my god, 4v1.
Under any circumstances, go and simply dismiss these adversaries merely just because they are labeled as rookies here either, Goku, for these 3 have been meticulously honed under the Grand Minister's guidance, and though they lack the eons of experience that defined attendees like myself, their raw potential and synchronized combat styles make them dangerously formidable in battle, in far exceeding the angelic might that even my little brother Maris was capable of achieving when he was an angel, for this will hereby now be a handicapped encounter, but an ideal crucible to go and test your angelic resistance, and so do make sure to go and approach the situation with seriousness or risk in being overwhelmed by their elite caliber until it is I am to go and give you the word for this contest to change, with Merlix being shown turning around by then questioning Whis, "Are you sure that you really want for us to go and do this, Whis? Because if this is your way of pulling some kind of a joke on us, then I think you ought to go and just tell us now, before this so-called angelic student of yours winds up in getting hurt in the process because of it. With
Man, put
Whis
them hands up.
responding, "Oh, I'm very sure, as a matter of fact," and so no.
I love that
because while I
stance,
can
bro.
see
That
on
shit's
why
so
you would
tough
go and
to
find
beat.
my comments to
I
seem as
love
though
it.
would be a joke of some kind, and I am actually being as truthful and as upfront with the three of you as I can possibly
If that
be,
shit's in
because
Universe
while
3,
your
I'm
task is
equipping
to
it.
go and try to find a way to defeat Goku, or at most be able to go and find a way to knock him down and out of using that angelic form of his, and I will be watching and inserting myself throughout this contest without your prior knowledge, Whis adds, if needed of course. And so I would hereby go and advise for the three of you to go and engage Goku by using the full force of your angelic prowess in order to go and best him, and so anything less, and I promise you that you will find yourselves in having to regret your actions against
Sento
him. And
Kaishi.
so are you all ready? With the three angels being shown getting into fighting position with Merlix responding, "Oh great, and so how are we going to dance on this mortal then?" With Cabix chiming in, "Let's not be so hasty to go and blindly attack him head on, but instead let's go and corner and surround him so that way he has no other way to go." To which it was only seconds later with both angels now being shown having to position themselves as all of them seemed as though they wanted to go and surround Goku, as Angel Goku then went on to further address the angels by responding, "Now while I know better than to simply go and underestimate the three of you given with what it is that I already know about what I can go and expect from you, I just hope that the three of you know that this won't be as easy as you're making this out to be." With Whis having
Let
to then
them know.
respond, "Now remember to go and hold nothing back, and that
Okay, we still got
involves
time.
both
I'm about to say,
sides
if this
during
shit- if this shit ends
contest."
here,
And so
I would
with
be upset.
everything now in place and having this go exactly as to how I wanted for this to be, Whis says, "Good luck to both sides, as may the skillful among you emerge as the mightiest angelic fighter by the end of this trial, and so whenever you are all ready, you may begin."
Hajime.
Of course, it was only within this very moment now the angels were shown in having to waste little time, because with Angel Henix and Angel Cabix being shown having to quickly attack Goku was when Henix went on to then quickly respond, "There we go, what the? He was able to go and see that coming? But how? Were either
Nani?
one of you able to go and follow up on that or what?" With Angel Cabix responding, "No, I wasn't, but he went and probably got lucky, and so that's all. So now's your chance to go and tag him, Merlix." But it was only despite
Nope.
with Merlix having to also try her luck with Goku being
Hold
shown
on.
quickly vanishing before having to be shown fighting off all three angels at the exact same time was when Merlix went on to then quickly respond, "Oh, I can't. He was able to go and find a way to go and slip right by me, and so we'll need to go and try something else, but there he is right over there, and so let's hurry and go and quickly try to attack him all at once before he goes and finds a way to try to escape again."
Too late.
Now are you starting to see? As I told you that this mortal wasn't going to be as easy to engage against as you may have expected for him to be, and so you better go and stay on your toes while you're out there against him, Whis continues, but remember that this also applies to you here as well, Goku, and so remember what it was that I had said.
Bro,
To
I
which
remember. I
think
remember. Yeah,
being
you
shown
like to
quickly
jump,
onto
Whis.
once
So I
again
know.
Mr. Attacks with
Say
Angel
less.
Goku being shown flying towards the sky was when Angel Henix went on to then quickly respond, "Damn this guy, he's moving right above us, and so let's go and continue to go and put the pressure on this guy because he's making this look way too easy for someone who's immortal, and so let's get him." But even despite with the Angel's best attempts and once again having to pursue and going after Goku once again was when Whis went on to then oversee this by responding, "Very good, as I had expected for Goku to be as sharp out there when calling this from the very beginning. However, despite with Goku appearing to now hold the lead, how much pressure can Goku's angelic body endure against these three before it ultimately causes him to go and drop out of using it to survive?"
That's the main question right there, bro.
To which all the while in the meantime, when then having to venture on back to Earth and seeing as to how Shin had brought back Piccolo, Goten, and Trunks
shit.
back on over to the lookout following their initial training on the Supreme Kai
The Hawaiian is
to which
back.
it was only with Shin now being shown having to take his leave with Goten and Trunks having to acknowledge their training alongside with Piccolo was when Goten went on to then quickly respond, "Well, that was just awesome, you guys. I haven't had a good fight like that in a very long time, so it looks like it was actually worth it after all. Am I right, Trunks?" With Trunks responding, "Heck yeah, it was, and we owe it all to you, Piccolo, and now that we have ascended into reaching our highest possible caliber," Trunks continues, "what do you say we go and show off our newly discovered powers to the world as its new ultimate Super Saiyan God?"
No, nigga, nigga, y'all universe is at stake. If y'all lose, y'all are gone. Wow, wow. See, this is why niggas. Y'all just got ultimate Super Saiyan God. Y'all wanna go show off? Y'all wanna go flex? Are you serious, bro? Y'all better. Okay.
Superheroes Goten with
Piccolo
quickly
chop them
cutting
balls in
in,
their neck.
I wouldn't be so quick to go and celebrate this brief moment of achievement here if I were you, because if the two of you believe that this was finished here between us, then I hate to go and break it to you, but you better go and start bracing yourselves once we go and head into the time chamber.
That's what I'm
Piccolo
saying.
says. However, since it isn't that often where I go and find myself enjoying an exchange like this, if it isn't already against Gohan or Goku, Piccolo continues, then I figured that I'd go out of my way to go and give you both something, but I will need for you to stand still for just a moment, Piccolo says. To which
They get new
later,
fits?
within that very moment, as Piccolo was then shown in having to completely change Goten and Trunks' outfits.
Close
Piccolo
beam.
then went on to quickly continue, and while I couldn't go and stand those ridiculous outfits that the two of you wear when you're out pretending to be superheroes, I thought I'd go ahead and blend your natural Saiyan heritage in with your silly little crime-fighting Saiyaman outfits to go and give you both more of a sharper look than what it was that the two of you had been wearing before, and so here you both go. As you will go on to find these new outfits and suiting you far better from a functionality standpoint than the ones that you have been wearing before, Piccolo adds. And
Are
so
they
you
weighted?
better go and start getting real comfortable by wearing these as quickly as you both possibly can, because once we go into the
balls look
time
swollen
chamber,
to
we'll
bit.
be locked for an entire day, which means that the two of you will be locked in there with me for an entire year, with only 5 days of full recovery and break days in between throughout the entire span of that very same year, Piccolo continues. So you better go and start getting real comfortable with what awaits you, because we aren't going to come out until I say that it's time for us to come out, and so let's go and get a move on, Piccolo says. To which it was only within that very moment now, with Piccolo being shown having to now enter into the time chamber itself, was when Goten then went on to further address Trunks by then responding, "So what do you say then, Trunks?
Gotta go lock in,
One
bro.
more time just like old times with Piccolo, or what? Because I'll understand if you're scared and all," with Trunks responding, "Oh, so you want to relive the good old days
No,
for
it's
a little
crazy.
now, do ya? Well,
They might actually have their Great Sandman outfits in Xenoverse 3. I ain't wearing that shit, but you know what I mean?
you're on, and don't you worry about going and holding out on me, because I'm looking to play for keeps while we're in there, Goten." To which it was only right then and there now, during that moment, where the Beyond Dragon Ball Super Story of the Legacy of the Omniverse, the official top 5 strongest warriors in the multiverse,
They want to go
Manga chapter
flex.
number 27 special then comes to a close.
They want to go flex. Oh, the slap the piss out of both them goofy ass. You know what I'm saying? Really, Whis? This mortal? Nah, I guess. Oh my god. Why we? Why you ain't talking? Okay. The boy, that's some thugs. Oh my god, what the hell? Lord have mercy. But it's something to see right here, bro. This shit tough. Hold on. The Angel Realm. What up, twin? Halo gang. Bro, all he needs is staff. I wonder if he's gonna get that whole low key. And then he's like, okay, he's not a mere mortal anymore. He's a god. You know what I mean? I wonder. That's all he's missing right now is a staff. That's all he needs, and then boom. Yeah. So the Angel Realm, the Demon Realm, God Destruction Realm. Oh my God, a lot of realms. I love that. That's more lore. You know what I'm saying? And I love lore. I really do. Daimon was okay in expanding the lore. You know what I mean? That's crazy though. The mechanics came from the Demon Realm and they split from Universe 6 and 7. That's crazy. But anyway. Okay. Yeah, how much time we have left? Because 6 months, I mean, I feel like that's plenty of time, especially if you were living in the time chamber type shit or the pyramid. I feel like 6 months is plenty of time to train. You know, but in Goku and Vegeta's case, not so much, because like they gotta learn some shit. You know, again, go to these realms and whatnot and learn things. And then after they learn, they're not like final stage. You know, spend like 2-3 days, aka 5 years in time chamber, which is kind of crazy. I mean, I feel like for Vegeta, he's straight. He a god now, so he's straight. He could spend that much time in the time chamber and not give 2 Fs. Goku, on the other hand, it's harder, bro, because Goku with this angel form, you know, his body can't keep up. That's like the main crux right now for him. It's his body. And it could be the same for, man, then again, Vegeta's a god now, so probably not. Because I know Vegeta, we all know he's going to get his new level of power. You know, we have foreseen this in that what's the other realm, the mirror realm, yeah, I think it's the mirror realm. But yeah, so I can't wait to see how that shit's gonna look, bro. Oh my god, literally the strongest god of destruction in history. Probably thought not just his verse, but the Omniverse. Not gonna hold you, because the fact that they was jumping this man in his verse and they couldn't put him down. Come on, bro. Come on. That's why he my GOAT. Vegeta Sama. But anyway, thank you for watching. You guys enjoyed the reaction. Hit the video up with a like, comment below, subscribe, all that good jazz. Again, subscribe to Alex. Get bro to 2 milli, because bro putting in work. Entertain us like hell with these fan mangas, because you know Toei, Shueisha, I don't know, they bullshitting. But yeah. Anyway, love y'all, and I'll see y'all the next one. Peace.